Yeah.
I got that man talking.
Tell you. You'll get a big message and you've got to what I tell you now.
Oh, right.
Come in and join me, you're the last.
I'm the last one.
Come and sit down. Right. Right. I won't mention it. It's fine. No, the reasons are private. I don't know. Right. I'll just go. I'll go. Right. It's a wonderful way of doing it. Right. Have you ever had a reading before?
Yes.
What's your
Years
name?
and years ago.
What's
I'm Cathy.
Cathy. How do you do, Cathy? It's lovely to meet you. I see you've had a reading a few years ago.
Oh,
and did they speak to spirit world?
Aye.
They did. So we're looking for spirit communication, and we're also going to do your cards, which is your everyday life.
Right.
I can't promise I can get them.
My sister.
Yes, sister. I've got your mother here first. Is your mother in spirit?
No.
Grandmother?
Aye.
Right, because this is a motherly person. She's got a very dry way of looking at things, as to say. Tight-lipped, she's a tight-lipped person, and then she would say what she thought, and you bounced off the wall with what she said. My God! And she says, oh, I kept my mouth shut, and I watched, and I listened, spoke, and you saw ran. It's almost as if the look would have stopped you in your tracks. Do you understand that?
Aye.
And she says, I wasn't a bad person, she says, but I wasn't letting you away with anything. So you must have been around their house a lot, is that right?
That's right.
And I feel as if, after school would have been important then. Did you go then after school and get your tea?
That's right.
Right? And she says, then you went home to your bed, thank God, just went home because I had to kill you all. And she tells me that your hair was long when you were young and you got it cut.
That's right.
You understand that? And you hated it. You wanted your long hair, but no, nobody's got time to brush your hair. And the situation at school in those days as well. And so, you're getting it cut. We're keeping everything okay here.
Aye.
And that was it. And everybody had short hair. And she says, that's the old way and that's the way it's going to be. So you know all the old ways because she taught you them. She's also telling me that she said, you must have been so small or so thin you couldn't get knickers or trousers to fit in your hips, is that right? She said, because everything's fallen down on you. And she said, you were terrible to dress and you ate like a horse with that, right? And we couldn't put weight on you.
That's right.
And the doctors kept saying you were underweight and we weren't feeding you, but we damn well were. And she says, we used to ask if you had worms. Do you remember that? And she says, you didn't, you just used up all your energy. She says, although you slept, you didn't sleep all night. Do you understand it? You were up and down and up and down. She says, and on top of that, you were as a baby you cried a lot. Would you know that?
No.
No, you don't know that. It's almost as if you were using up the energy as if you weren't settled.
Right.
And she's saying as well as that, she says, you would get up in the night and play with your toys.
Aye.
Did you do that?
I can't mind.
You can't if you did that?
No.
I feel as if there's that kind of thing about it, as if the disturbed sleep make you eat more, but you still didn't put on weight, right? She says, but you could run. You certainly could have run. And she's saying there was more than once she chased you out of her kitchen, shouting at you. And I don't know whether you were pinching bits of the tea while she was cooking it, or whether she'd baked something and you were pinching, it was like cookies, we call them cookies now I suppose, they were like biscuits.
Right,
Do you understand that?
Aye.
Did she make Empire biscuits? That's the round and they've got white icing. And it's almost as if you're grabbing it, and they were made with cremola custard. They were yellow colour. Do you remember that? You don't remember it? Okay, you're going to me then. Okay, but I feel Empire biscuits or biscuits with icing on the top were important. She's telling me as well that see this barbecue, I wouldn't be doing that, this barbecue. I understand you barbecued last summer, or last time it's the sunshine. Have you ever barbecued?
I've been to one, but I've never done one, no.
No. Do you understand then that you really like the barbecue you went to? Right? And it's almost as if you were thinking of doing it, and she said, no, I'm not doing that, I will not cook outside. And it's that sort of thing, and I think that was a thing about, I think it was Toffee was going camping it when you were all wee. Is that right?
Oh, there a possibility.
Is that right? Okay, you can ask.
Aye.
If it's not true then, and it was, she should know I'm not doing that. She was a stick in the mud in lots of ways. But she felt, she says, that she had to be in control of things.
Right.
Do you understand that? She needed to be in control, so it was her way or no way. I think that's what she's trying to tell me. She's telling me there was a green coloured vase or bowl in the living room. Well, she would have had a sideboard in those days. But there would have been a green coloured vase or bowl or something. You can't remember. Did your mother have one? Or do you remember her having it?
I think my mum had one. I think my mum had one maybe years back.
It came from your gran.
Aye.
Can you ask it?
I will, aye.
Because I feel she says that I gave her that, or that came from me, or whatever it was. And there seems to be, your grandmother seems to have cherished this. It was a special thing for her. Do you remember the Murano glass with the colours through it? Right, I feel as if it was green and then maybe it's something else. Do you remember your mother having that?
I think she did have one of them sitting there.
Yeah, that's good. So your grandmother's obviously around your mother's house. Your mum's, has your mum been well just now?
Getting better.
She's getting better, that's good. So she's always living around her, looking after her. She was a great woman for going and nursing the sick.
Right.
Do you know that about her?
No.
Did you, if your mum was unwell, would she come down and help her out?
If my mum was unwell? Probably, aye.
No, you don't know though?
No.
Right, so there's big gaps in your knowledge about it, right, okay, that's more difficult. I'm doing my best.
Because I was quite knackily young.
If you were that young, right. Well, I only met my grandpa until I was about a year. But I know things about him because the stories I've told about him.
Right.
And that's how, and it's often these things that come up because I do know.
Aye.
And it's as if she's giving you things that she thinks she should know.
Should know.
Or should remember, or she remembers about it.
Right.
So, that's a strange thing. Now, I don't know if you will remember this. Did your gran have a thing that you put over food to stop the flies getting on it? No, you don't know? Oh, right, okay. No, right. And about that, she said, do you understand that you have a son? Do you have a son?
Aye.
Do you understand she's saying he's a very upstanding man? You know.
Oh, I've got two.
What?
I've got two sons.
You've got two sons, they're both like that?
Kind of different natured. Aye.
But you understand this point, he's determined to do well in life. Right?
Aye.
She says she's very proud of him. She says he's just, you know, he's like me. You know, that way. He plods on and he gets there. And he's a big strong boy. Do you understand that?
Aye.
And she's talking to the other one's a gentler boy. Is that right? And she says he's more easily put off things. She says, but his loving nature will take him everywhere in life.
Right.
Because he's such a lovely person. So she's very proud of both of you. Do you also have a daughter?
No.
No, well that's good then. Baby in spirit?
No.
No, that's okay then. Just, you know, there's always kids around, that's why I'm asking. And if there isn't, alright, okay, would you understand that your gran would have had a heart attack or something like that? Yeah, because she's like that, she says that's how, I feel if she didn't die there and then, she would have died not long after it. Do you understand that? And she says that's what took me, she says, but I lasted a long time without one. You know, it's almost as if she had no real hint of anything going to go wrong. Aye. And she was quite well as she could be. She says her feet were sore. Do you understand? Her toes would have been like hammer toes or curled, and her feet were sore, and she wore her slippers most of the time, and she wore her stockings rolled down. Do you remember that? Aye. To keep them from, you know. And she says, and that was it. She says, and I had to put bits of carpet down in the kitchen to stand on them at the sink because my feet were sore and cold. So her saying that, the chances are her floors were concrete. Is that right? Aye. She's telling me as well that everybody wears rings. You understand she wore one ring but not two? Aye. You know, it's like she would either wear a wedding band or an engagement ring. She wouldn't have worn them both. And that's the important information she's saying, you know, that you do know. She's also telling me that she hated takeaways, or she loved them. I don't know what it would be. I think she hated them. She had her own cooking. Do you understand that? So she didn't thank you for a takeaway. And she said they smelled. Too strong smell. And she's telling me as well that now I'm not sure what she's showing me here. Did she drink lemon juice?
Oh, sure.
What she see me is sliced lemon squeezed into water. Right. Right, and there used to be a thing called PLG that you took to stop you wanting sweet things. You drink that first thing in the morning. Do you know if she did something like that? A face like a lemon. Sorry, it's going back to not a face like a lemon. Do you know what I mean? And she was as if she's got a bad taste in her mouth. Right. So she's got that, right. She's come forward in bits and pieces because your knowledge is patchy on her. Is there somebody else you want to hear from? Understand who Tommy is in spirit? or somebody connected with Tommy? Do you know a Tommy at all?
Aye.
Is he here?
Aye.
Right. Is he close to you?
Well, it could be our grandson.
Could be a grandson, right? Well, I feel that there's a man coming through here, and he's saying Tommy is a connection to you, and this man he's being skinny. Well, he's skinny.
Aye.
He's a wiry man. Would that describe your grandpa?
Okay, well, I never ever met my Grandpa Ferguson right enough, but my Grandpa Alton was tall.
Really?
Yeah, you're alright, it's alright.
But it's this man, I don't know who he is, but he's just come in to say he wants to be noted that he's there, and he says he is a connection of yours, and if he's not, obviously not Grandpa, if you don't know, and you've seen photographs of them both, then he'll be a connection like a brother or something, and he's a wizened man, he's so old that he might be quite tall, but you know how people shrink when they get older, and he's wizened and he's kind of bent over, so he must have lived to a good age.
Right.
So do you know if there was somebody like a great uncle who lived to a great age? He's only 86. It could be him, having lost height and been wizened in time. He's saying he used to, he's showing me racing cars. He must have watched maybe the Grand Prix or been interested in motor cars, is that right? Right, so it's him we've got then.
Aye.
Right. I'm quite yes, that was a good one. He said he wasn't a betting man, but he would pick the winners all the time.
Right.
He didn't bet on, but he would pick winners. And I don't know if it was just in the car racing, he might have done it in other things, but he could pick them, but he never gambled. And I think at one time he had done, and it was a disaster area, and he stopped.
Right.
So he had a lot of strength of will. He's around you, helping you with your problems and the things that are in your life just now.
Right.
That's his message there. This is, who was I talking? Right, the grandmother. She says it will all come out in the wash. That's what she's making her comment about it.
Right,
come out in the wash. And the truth of the matter. Right, so that's what that is. So you'll know what those are, I don't.
Aye.
And I'm going to give you this now.
Right.
Are you quite happy with talking to them?
Aye.
Happy with the communication? Is that better communication than you've had before, or is it about the same?
Round about the same.
That's good.
She could bring my sister and that.
Oh, you wanted your sister, didn't you? Let's see. We'll give it 2 minutes and see if I can get her. It's not a matter, it depends who'll come.
That's it.
And I'd forgotten you wanted your sister, so I hadn't actually asked for her. Have a ceiling light that fits right onto the ceiling so that you can't see the bulb?
I used to have.
You used to have, right? I could have. Did you sit this lady that I've got died in hospital? Did your sister die in hospital? A long time in hospital before she came home?
She was in hospital, aye.
She was in hospital. She tells me she couldn't sit up for long. That's right. She was lying down a lot. She says in her bed, she says, whoever made my bed made it beautifully because it was so comfortable.
Right.
I understand somebody made a big effort at keeping just everything nice. She said that she didn't like to be disturbed to be doing anything. She was, and she says, but she got bathed with a sponge.
Right.
You understand that? And she says she didn't mind that. But she says that it was all very tiring. And she says herself she was at death's door when she came home. Is that right? And she says, and I didn't want to stay in hospital. There was nothing I could do for me. I wanted to be with her every day. And that's why the family decided she was coming home. Do you understand that your sister had cancer? Or was it cancer she had?
No.
Do you understand it was another disease that would be progressive? It would have been made worse and worse and worse. But there was no way around it. It was going to take her. And would you understand that problems that would have been life-threatening would have been around her chest?
Maybe or the border.
But the worst of it, that like if it was all over her body, then there's other bits that wouldn't be life-threatening, but because of the problems around her chest and her breathing, it was a problem.
Right.
Right. So that her breathing was becoming a problem, more and more and more.
Right.
Now, there's a number of diseases that I know can do that, and I've no idea what your sister died from, but I know it's slow, it's progressive, and it's going to kill her, right? And she knows it as well. And she tells me that she says she made the best of everything. Do you understand? not at death's door, but she'd been ill for a while, and she had made the best of it. She says that she couldn't get her balance from time to time. Do you understand that? And she says she wouldn't really walk sick. She would have held on to things. She says, but then my knees got weak, she says. She couldn't straighten or she couldn't push herself up out of the chair. She says, and I knew then I was in trouble. Things were going faster than I thought they would.
Right.
And you know, it wasn't multiple, I'm just going to confirm this, is it multiple sclerosis? No.
It was meningitis.
It was meningitis, but she'd had that for a long time, hadn't she?
Well, she got taken into the hospital with, it was pneumonia, double pneumonia she had, and it was no longer after she came out of the hospital with the double pneumonia. This is when she taken the meningitis.
So it was meningitis with septicemia?
It was the coca.
Yeah, the bad one. No, that's not what I was feeling from her. She felt that it seemed to be ages from when she started to get ill until she passed away.
Right.
But I think it was because she was so ill. I felt that way. For everybody else it was much quicker.
Right.
But she felt as if every day was terrible and she was just waiting to feel better. But then when her chest became more of a problem, right? Because although she had the pneumonia to begin with, I think it came back towards the end.
Right,
as well. Her breathing was worse, plus everything else, and she was going downhill, and she just couldn't live any longer. I don't think I got that as well as I could have done.
Right,
but with your grandmother, your granny coming forward as well as she did, I know that this is just the way she is.
Right,
Do you understand that she would have been very in and out of things before she passed, and then not recognising anybody at all because she was really in quite almost a coma. And I feel that she would you understand her being quite a quiet or a private person in life? Is that the way she was? Because people like that are harder to bring forward.
Right.
It's just that's what it is.
That's it.
And I'm going to just ask her about the funeral and various things like that. Do you understand that her husband stood by her?
Well, she was due to get engaged when they married.
So did the man stand beside her, stand with her till she died? Was he there? He didn't walk away from her?
No, that was my mum.
That was your mum?
My mum and dad was there with her.
Right there forever, right, okay. And you know, it's almost as if everybody's united in death, she says.
Right.
And your mother's in spirit then, so right, we'll go mum. It's almost as if I've got them all here, she says, I've got everybody that's going. She says, they're all with me for lunch. Yeah. It's almost as if your mother would have done a big Sunday lunch, and she would like to cook Sunday lunch. That's what she's saying it for. So it's more evidence that it's her. But she's got great energy as well. But I feel your sister's got such a tired energy and such a pulling back energy. That's why she's not coming forward so fast.
Right.
But you know she's there and loves you.
Right.
Right. Who's Michael?
Michael,
no.
I can't think.
Right, that's okay. And if you can't think of them, what it will mean then is Archangel Michael looks after them all and looks after you, which means he's fighting your battles for you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right, aye.
And they're all gathered for you for this battle, been fought for you.
Right.
The spirit. Okay, I'm going to stop there and we're going with this.
Right.
We got her eventually. We didn't get her close, but we got her in.
That's it.
Give them a shuffle for me.
One or two good at this.
There we go. Now, we'll start in your past. No, we'll start in your present, and we'll go into the past and the future. Right, into the immediate future, further future, and further future.
Right.
I've got to put the next layer of cards on there to get more information. And it shows me that your house and home is going to be peaceful in the future.
Right.
Right? And it also shows me that, you know, it's almost as if, right at this moment, it looks as if you're at the point of thinking you might leave work.
Right.
If you're not working, you're needing a change of some sort.
Right.
But you know that financially everything's very good and you wouldn't want to do that.
Aye.
Make the change unless you had to.
Right.
And it shows me here that there has been difficulties in the past with the things that you're doing, but it says to me that all through those difficulties, the bringer of the magician, who's a bringer of a gift in life, things that can't be touched or held, are bought with money, things like love, happiness, contentment, the birth of a child, all these things. So something special was there that made you keep going.
Right, right.
Now, what I would say before that again, there seems to be, your life was outgoing, your life was good, and it would have been futile to ask for more, because you had everything you wanted. Do you understand that?
Aye.
But I feel there was an illness or a coldness crept in. Do you understand that? Now, and that worried you, and that is then going on to making you look at decisions, right? As long as you understand what I'm saying, that's all that matters.
That's it.
Now further back here there's a man, and this man seems to be very down to earth, very supportive towards you, very proud of your achievements, very proud of you actually. Love to see you dressed up and take you dancing. And as well as that, he's a man who's well respected by others. Do you understand that? He's considered to be very good at what he does for a living.
Right.
And he's considered to be a very honest and upright man. Some people will ask him for advice, but the card that stands beside it is a bit odd, because it says it's valour. It's as if he didn't have the courage to make a change in his life.
Right.
Does that make sense? Right? And it says, and because he couldn't make that change, finances weren't as good as they could have been in the past. Now, on to just the immediate future.
Right.
Now the sun is shining on your life there, meaning that anything that's been done at the moment will get better. It'll be better than it's been.
Right.
It'll be a success.
Right.
And that includes someone who's trying to plan their life ahead. Now this person has been outspoken.
Right.
And he will see that his ideas are wrong.
Right.
But it's almost as if you're disappointed that he didn't know that in the first place.
Aye.
Right?
Aye.
Okay?
That's fine.
And it shows me that the finances are going to improve again, and things will get back to where they were in some degree. Now, there's two major arcana cards here, and they're about one of your children. If you've got one child, you've got more than one child, you've got two children. Do you understand then you have a grandchild? Yeah, no?
No.
No, right, I'm just checking. Do you understand that this person that we were talking about here has a side of him that's never really grown up?
Aye.
And I feel that that is niggling away at him, as if lost opportunities, lost chances, need to do things, don't want to lose the time. And this person's in a crisis of faith about what to do, trying to make a decision, and it's almost like a midlife crisis.
Aye.
And it's almost as if, you know, that's the High Priestess, which is like God and the spirit world working with you.
Right.
But they're putting things in his path so that he can't move on until he's ready to.
Right.
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 So everything up there is working for you.
That's good.
Now your two children here as well. Now are they both quite alike in temperament?
They can be.
Just a
Aye.
yes,
Aye. Aye.
You notice they're both bright. They're both focused. Right. They both know what they want in their life.
Aye.
Right. So they know how to work hard to get a chance. Now one is also, you feel, is not going about it the right way. And the other one you feel is going the right way.
That's right. Aye.
We'll put a card in each of them. The one that's not, you love them to bits, but you know they're just not always organised. There's something that they need more to get where they're going. I don't know whether they need more organisation, or they just need to study more, or just more of it. But your other one has got qualifications and is working towards them, and it's all working for them, and they are going to do well. Now up here, this all concerns your home and how good it is there. And it shows me that you're having to lay down the law to somebody. And you're telling them exactly what you think. And it's getting sorted out. It's almost as if you're actually having to say what you think of them.
Aye.
And if that's that person there, that's fine, right? Because this person that we're talking about is young, and they're thinking about money. They want they want possessions, they want things, and they're not thinking about the future. They're only thinking about now, and it's almost as if they're wasting money, or they want to waste money.
Right.
And it's like I said to you, it's like a crisis in their life, as if.
Aye.
Do you know that?
That's
way?
it. That's it.
And I feel very much that that card means movement and change. It's going to take time to change him. He's stubborn.
Aye.
You understand that? But what I do see is that loving part there, you know that you fear financial failure, and you have to make him realise that.
Aye.
That's the main thing. That's the most important thing that you've got to know. Right? And
Aye.
it's all about making them see sense. Right?
Aye.
Now I'm going to get you to choose 3 cards for that particular thing.
Right.
Right? And I'll see how that pans out in the future.
Right.
Was that okay?
Aye.
All this?
Aye.
Yep.
That's fine.
Right? As long as you know what it's about, that's fine.
That.
And I feel as if I went a bit quicker there, but I didn't really, because there was a lot in everything that I said for you.
Aye.
Right? Right now, ask in your head, how is this going to, is this going to work out in the future, right?
Right.
And choose 5 cards for me.
Any
Any 5.
5 first.
Yep, just keep going and giving me them each time.
1, 2, 3,
4. I'm glad you took that one.
Aye.
If I was going to have to take it 5, it says yes it will do. Right? So what's standing in its way? Money disappearing. You've got to stop that.
Right.
Because it's happening already.
Right.
There's a pleasure in a relationship, but you don't want it to become a prison for you. Constantly saying, what have you spent? What are you doing?
Right.
Because that would be, and you won't have, somebody won't have interference in it. You've got to be trust.
Aye.
Right, and it does work, and it works out well.
Aye.
Because there's the person planning for the future in the proper way.
Right.
Right, any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
Are you okay then?
Aye.
Right, that's brilliant. You okay?
Lovely. Thank you very much.
That's no problem. Good
Pleased
luck.
to meet you. Thank you very much.
And I'll be here. Right, thank you, and I'll go home and have my tea.
Aye, you'll be ready for it, you know.
Well, I had a wee bit of chilli before I came out because I'd made it for the
Right.
family. But I'll go home and have something to eat now.
Something to eat now.
And a gin.
That's starting to get the jams on.
Alright, and they still don't know
Where?
Is it deep?
He's